Most men struggle to keep their cool in the heat of a conversation. When they get challenged in the wrong way, their emotions get the better of them, making it easier for the person they're talking to manipulate them. Today we're going to be diving deep into a crucial topic that's going to reshape the way you navigate conversations. And that is mastering being calm in conversations to give you more of a stoic demeanor. Alright, let's start this off with number 1, the thought bubble technique. It's a mental strategy that can truly transform the way that you engage in conversations. So picture this. Imagine a thought bubble right above your head, containing all these intense emotions that often get in the way of calming, clear conversations. A study published by the Journal of Cognitive Enhancements found that visualization techniques, like imagining your emotions in a thought bubble, can significantly improve cognitive performance and emotional regulation. So it's not just about clearing your mind. It's a scientifically proven method that can enhance the composure in real-life situations. Now here's where the magic happens. Take a moment to reflect on a recent conversation, something that got your emotions running wild. Now in that moment, visualize having a thought bubble of all those emotions that you were feeling at that time. That separation you have with that thought bubble and who you are in that moment can provide some sense of clarity for you, providing some sense of calmness. And this isn't just a trick, this is a tool that you can use to hone and practice, allowing you to be more in control of your emotions. So you can start by integrating this into your daily conversations you have with people and watch how it becomes second nature for you. This will be your secret weapon to maintaining composure in any social situation. All right, now let's delve into the world of scripted responses. And this is a technique that's not about being a robot. It's more about having a repertoire or an arsenal of well-crafted replies for any situation that you may encounter. Something to use in those challenging moments. Now, I'm not suggesting that you turn to a whole walking script full of just replies on end, but just imagine having a verbal toolkit. Having a set of pre-prepared responses that reflect your thoughts with precision and confidence. Right off the bat, I think about James Bond, the epitome of cool under pressure. He always had the perfect line.
The name's Bond. James Bond.
And you can too. Start by identifying scenarios that typically trigger stress of some sort, or something that catches you off guard. Like when you see someone walking down the hallway unexpectedly and they say hi, or when a person that you barely talk to suddenly starts to have a conversation with you, and now you're engaged in some small talk, and you're stressed out because you don't know what you're gonna say. And I know you might say that these situations might seem a little bit silly, but trust me, there are some people that might consider these situations a living hell. And it can be extremely stressful for them to go through these situations. But any of these situations could be anything from a work-related challenge or a personal conflict. So write down articulate responses for each situation, and then make sure they align with your authentic voice. Most people can sense when you're faking a response, when you're trying to sound like someone you're not. And once you crafted those responses, practice them until they become second nature. Most adults I know are good at this. But it's good to keep in mind that the goal is not just about having responses. It's about having responses that feel like an extension of you. I'll tell you firsthand that the first thing I say when someone asks me how I'm doing at work and I barely talk to them, I barely know them, the first thing I say is, it's another day in paradise. I can't call it. Or, I'm just chilling, man, just going through the motions. Next, we're gonna talk about tactical nodding. I actually got this one from Sherlock Holmes. It's all about harnessing the power of non-verbal cues, something that's very important in communication. It's not merely nodding, it's a strategic move that can influence the dynamic of a conversation in a positive direction. Research in the Journal of Nonverbal Behavior suggests that strategic nodding not only communicates attentiveness, but also fosters a positive atmosphere in conversations. It shows that you're paying attention. So it's not just about mirroring, it's about boosting the overall tone of the conversation in a positive direction. And from what I've noticed, Sherlock Holmes precisely nods at the right moments, conveying understanding and cooperation. So now it's your turn to master the art. The first thing you need to do is become an active observer in your conversations. Gotta pay close attention to pacing and the rhythm in a conversation. A key moment to look for when you're in these conversations is to look for agreement, a point of understanding, or even waiting until that person gets excited about something that they're talking about, and then strategically nod. Because you don't want to be predictable in these situations. It's about syncing your nods into the natural flow of the conversation. It's a subtle yet impactful technique that can help influence the atmosphere of the conversation, creating a sense of collaboration and enhancing communication skills. Now we're going to move on to sensory anchoring. Now I don't watch a lot of Harry Potter, but I do watch a couple clips on YouTube, which doesn't really make any sense. I probably should just watch the full movie, but I noticed that Hermione Granger or grandeur. I don't even know how to say her name. She's known for her calm and collected demeanor, especially when she's in the face of danger or anything challenging. And this is where sensory anchoring comes into play. This is where you find a specific touch or gesture that brings you back to comfort, something that's associated with a sense of calmness. And I want you to think of it as like your anchor in the stormy seas. I tried to be poetic, that didn't work out. But I do want you to think about it as an anchor that you can always go back to and rely on when facing challenging moments or something stressful. What I noticed in her mind is that she usually takes deep breaths, or she's either clasping her hands or running her fingers through her hair. And these actions could be considered self-soothing or grounding techniques, because these behaviors can help her maintain composure in a stressful situation, helping her maintain composure and focus during those difficult times. So to apply this technique effectively, you need to find a gesture or touch that brings you back to that comfort zone. For me, I like to just cross my hands. And that's what I think most people like to do as well. It's very comforting, it makes you relax, especially when you're talking to someone or you're arguing with someone. Crossing my arms just brings me back to that zone. I feel a lot more calm and serene. I know some people like to feel their hair a little bit, or even rub their fingers together. And I'm telling you, it can be as simple as literally rubbing your fingers together. It doesn't really matter, because once you find your anchor, you start to practice associating it with moments of calmness. When that stress hits, you have something to go back to that depletes all the stress, takes all that stress away, and redirects your focus to regain composure. And over time, this practice will become ingrained into your behavior. So without even knowing, whenever you're in a stressful situation, you might already be crossing your arms, you might already be running your fingers through your hair or rubbing your fingers together, automatically giving you a constant source of calmness when faced with such adversity. Side note, if you want to maintain mental calmness and also have the luxury of doing so by being in the comfort of your bed, then I suggest downloading this game called Kingsters. It's free in the App Store. Next technique is going to be about color visualization. This is the last time I'm going to talk about a character I see in the movie, but this guy specifically deserves all the respect I'm going to give him right now. That guy being Master Yoda. And this isn't just some flimsy concept, okay? This is a practical approach that I personally use to managing emotions and maintaining a calm demeanor to myself when I talk to somebody. So I want you to picture this: assigning colors to different emotions you feel when talking to someone, and using this mental palette of colors to navigate challenging situations. When I was watching Empire Strikes Back, goated movie by the way, I feel like Yoda understood the Force more than any other character in those movies. And I also feel like he understood the power of mental imagery and how important your mind can be in situations that are challenging. So if you want to gain this power, you need to start by associating specific colors with various emotions that you have, various emotions that you experience. For example, when I think about calmness, I think about blue. I think about a calm baby blue. This is what I think about when I think about calmness. And then when I'm frustrated, it's more so of this like intense, fiery crimson red. Now when you're facing a potentially stressful situation, you can try mentally painting the situation in calm colors. So when you're arguing with somebody, think about the color blue. And when you think about the color blue, you're automatically associating that color with calmness, allowing you to maintain that calm demeanor, allowing you to not rage and lash out, allowing you to understand that whatever you might be arguing about might not be that important. This visualization technique can serve as a powerful tool for shifting your mindset to something a lot more stoic, allowing you to approach conversations with a sense of tranquility. And I swear I'm not a nerd. Not that I find anything wrong with being a nerd in the first place, but there's a lot you can learn from movies, a lot you can learn from different characters. And this Jedi-inspired method can help you achieve that emotional intelligence that can enhance your communication skills. So thank you, Master Yoda. The last technique I'm going to talk about is the power of the pause button. And this is exactly how it sounds. This is utilizing the technique that emphasizes the importance of taking a moment to pause and reflect on what you're about to say before you say it. And some might think you're creating an awkward silence before you speak, but it's really not about creating that awkward silence or being slow to react. It's about you deliberately taking that pause to think about what you're going to say, allowing for thoughtful consideration. Because you wouldn't want to be that guy that just blurts out bullshit randomly with nothing to back it up, and then go home and take a shower and contemplate about what you could have said or what you should have said. Having a shower like, damn, I should have talked about his mom, but you didn't, because you didn't take that pause. You rushed it. Having a mental pause button gives you the space to collect your thoughts, assess the situation, and respond with intention. It doesn't have to be anything long, right? It doesn't have to be like a 10-second pause. Most of the things that you want to actually say probably take like 3 to 5 seconds to form. For some, it may be longer, depends on what you have to say. Depends on if whatever you have to say has a lot of depth to it, or depends on the conversation. But if you want to practice this, you need to start by incorporating these pauses into low stakes situations. If you're having a conversation with your friend, you're talking about something sports related or talking about the latest video game, use those moments to take those pauses if you're not familiar with using pauses, and observe their initial reaction. I guarantee you'll feel a lot more on top of it because you had the chance to collect your thoughts. And gradually, as you become more comfortable with this technique, you can use it in different situations. You can use it in high-stake conversations. Because the goal is to strike a balance between responsiveness and thoughtfulness, making the power of the pause button a key element in your conversational toolkit. But yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you guys liked what you heard. I hope you guys found value in what you heard. Please like and subscribe and share to someone who needs to hear this. Remember to book a call with me if you want to take your social skills to another level. Other than that, develop a prodigy mindset and tackle your problems with everything you got. I believe in you. Take care. Peace.